I don't care nothing about you not texting me back. You gotta answer the phone. It don't bother me. I'm doing me anyway. Let me tell y'all something about the silent treatment and a narcissistic person. I hated the silent treatment. You know why? I could do it to you, but you can't do it to me. Narcissistic people hate not getting that attention that they've been getting for the longest. And when I gave a woman silent treatment, it wasn't because I was mad. A little bit. It wasn't because I was done. A little bit. It's because I was cheating. And when you give me the silent treatment, I'm thinking you cheating too, and it drove me nuts. Don't let them think that. Don't let them make you think that they're not driving by, they're not snooping around. Oh, they driving by, they checking. And tell your family and friends don't talk to them because they're gonna sneak around and say, hey, oh, you know, what's up with Cheryl? You know, what's up with Lisa? You know, tell your family to stay away from them. But that silent treatment is one way to make a narcissistic person sick. I'm not saying do it to antagonize them, to hurt them, whatever. But I used to just act like, with me, I was very arrogant, very cocky, right? Don't bother me. I don't care. You ain't got to call me. But I used to be at home shaking, because my anger was through the roof. And when she did to me what I was doing to her, I could not handle it. Could not. So I'm not saying do this to people intentionally. I'm just letting you know, because y'all need to understand what happens to a narcissistic person, the mind, when you are doing to them what they used to do to you. When I used to get, one of the things I did bad, I did for long periods of time was a silent treatment. And for a long time, it didn't happen to me. But when it did happen to me, I'm getting in my car. I'm walking around. I'm doing something. I don't even want to be with my friends no more. I don't want to hang out. Yo, man, what's up? Let's go. Nope, nah, I'm good. Act like I was at home watching ESPN. I was thinking about trying to stoop and look in her window, going to her job. Yeah. So when you give them the silent treatment, the best thing you can do is not think about what they're doing, not worry about it. Stay right where you are, because trust and believe, whether you believe me or not, narcissistic people cannot handle the silent treatment, especially when it's coming from somebody that they've been abusing and using and putting down and giving her the silent treatment and tipping off over here and tipping off over there. First thing coming to mind is you doing what I was doing to you. You got to have somebody else, because that's what I was doing. So we project on, how we really feel, what we really think. But the silent treatment, don't let them tell you, oh, I ain't bothered, it don't bother me. I don't even think about you. You ain't got to call me. I got plenty of people to talk to. No. Narcissistic people hate the silent treatment. Y'all have a good day.
Your silence as a woman is truly so powerful, you have no idea. And when it's used right, it can be a man's greatest wake-up call and the deepest realization that he'll ever experience. Your absence will force a man to finally see the truth that you've been trying to tell him throughout the entire time of being with him. Your silence as a woman in a man's life creates space, and when you create space, it does two things. One, you remove the benefits of convenience from his life. You're no longer the patient listener who you once were. You're no longer cleaning up the emotional mess that you didn't even make in the first place. And two, it also creates a void, and within that void, a man now has to self-reflect on the things that you've been telling him the whole time. Over-explaining isn't going to get a man to self-reflect. Overcompensating is not going to get a man to self-reflect. Over-performing is not going to get a man to self-reflect. Over-communicating is not going to get a man to self-reflect. You have to create distance by removing yourself and giving him silence so he's able to self-reflect. Unfortunately, your silence will sometimes cut deeper than anything you could ever tell him. And I'm saying unfortunately because you shouldn't have to go to that extent, but in some cases, this is the reality of it. And the most fascinating thing about all of this is that when a woman finally decides to leave a man's life, usually it's once and for all, because women will plead, they will explain, they will even cry, they will pour out their emotions to us as men. And in some cases, we don't listen until it's too damn late. Here we have a woman telling us the issues that are existing within the dynamic, and we choose to not listen to her until she finally decides to leave us. That's when we suddenly start to care, but by then it's too damn late. And when a woman finally decides to leave a man's life, usually she's mentally and emotionally checked out, and there's no turning back. There's no getting her back at all once she finally decides to leave. And it's not even about her not loving the man anymore. It's about her finally choosing to love herself. That is exactly why your silence as a woman is the greatest wake-up call to a man. Love doesn't thrive in neglect. It thrives in effort. It thrives in reciprocity. Don't be the woman who stayed and endured all this neglect, thinking that's what made her worth something. Be the woman who got away and the woman who chose herself.
Ladies, learn how to control your emotions and don't crash out on men because men, they want you to crash out. They want you to give them that reaction, which indicates that they have control over you. Ladies usually think when they send those long paragraphs, talk out things that they will change. Unfortunately, they don't. The only weapon that works is silence. Ladies, you can drop your comment in the comment section about this topic. Without talking too much, let's get into the video.
You better care while that woman still does. Because I tell you, when a woman becomes silent about the things that are bothering her, brother, it's too late. And she's going to be out of your life soon. So when she is telling you, I need you to improve, stop thinking that as a bad thing. Take heed. Make those changes. Because when you don't listen to her, when she cares, she won't listen to you after she leaves and you finally start to care. You're going to be like, you just go up and leave like that? Yeah, because she's been checking out of this relationship for months and you thought it was getting better, didn't you? You sat there and you was like, man, the relationship is so awesome. She don't even complain about these things no more. Yes, because she's sick of your shit and she's sick of talking about it and you not listening. So what she does is she says, you know what? Let me now use this energy I was using to try to get this man to change. Let me now use it on me. Let me now think about my exit strategy, my self-care. What I'm saying is, some women, when they tell you how they feel and what they need from you, they expect that you make those changes. So if you care about that woman and you don't want to lose her, you better miss her while she still miss you. You better care for her while she still cares for you. Because here you come, I can change now. I can be the man you need afterwards. I can be better and do better by you afterwards. I'm going to leave those alone, I promise, afterwards. Where was all that energy when she was crying tears, begging you to acknowledge her concerns? Why all of a sudden, when she finally decides to leave, now you want to change?
You went quiet on a man. Here's what he feels from a man who's been him. First week, he feels fine, relieved even. No pressure, doing what he wants. You checking your phone every hour. He's not even thinking about you yet. The second week, starts to hit him all at once. No texts, no calls from you. He starts to scroll through your old texts. He starts to type you something. He deletes it. I did all those things when a woman went quiet on me. And all she did was stop communication. And then that silence got so loud. But you watch his move. If he cared, you're going to get real effort, real words. If you get them random emojis, random selfies, what you doing, you've been on my mind, that's just a little test to see if you're still available. You don't respond to the test. You respond to real effort. He noticed. He always notices.
You want to know what really bothers men? When the women we care about or dealing with decide to ignore us. See, usually we know what's going on in your life because you over communicate or you communicate in general. You let us know where you're going, where you've been, who you talk to, what's happening on a daily basis of your life. We have an update. We know what's going on with you, right? When you decide to ignore us, especially if it's under the pretense of we had a bad conversation, we're in the middle of a breakup, or you're simply just upset with us and we don't know what's going on, our mind wanders. See, the first phase is like, whatever, forget her. I don't care. Cool. We'll be cool for a good day or two. Then we start going on your page like, yo, what is she doing? What's she up to? You don't show nothing, bothers us more because we like, who you with? So then we'll start making posts and things, right? We make posts like, like just having fun, general fun, hoping that you see that we're good without you, right? Then it kicks in harder. See, then we're wondering, who are you with now? Because who is so important that you're with, that you're ignoring me, the person that you've been having a little sessions with? Now we're triggered. Now we're mad at you. And we don't know what's going on. But you know, when you leave people to their own discretion, to their own thoughts, they'll start coming up with crazy assumptions. Ladies, you know how y'all get. Just, you have one thought and it turned to 60 other thoughts. Now we're in trouble for some shit we didn't even do. Same thing. In our mind, you're talking to somebody else. You already replaced us. We're thinking you're already having a session with somebody else. You're planning to go out with your people. And don't let you post a couple of days later looking good, going out, or in the bed, and we can't see the other half of the bed because y'all good for showing motherfuckers on from the side. We're going to crash out immediately because we don't know what's going on. We are to our thoughts, and the shame shit that people do to you, they don't want done to them. So it's hitting now. Now we're going over what we did wrong, how we want to be better. So you start getting texts like, yo, I'm sorry, I'm working on this, I'll do better. I really love you, I care about you. And it may be real, he may love and care about you still. But it's a factor of his mind is eating at him. The best way to get back at anyone, especially a man that loves you, is just to remain silent. You ain't got to crash out as a woman. You don't have to bust tires and fight and curse. Remain in your feminine beauty. A woman's weapon is her femininity. That right there, us lacking that is already a thing. Now, hear me out when I say this though. Don't go overboard. Because if you ignore certain men, especially strong men who is like, life moves on, it is what it is, you won't get him back. Pick and choose your battles when you're choosing to ignore certain people, when you're choosing to act vindictive or try and prove a point, because not everyone is like that. Some people really give their all and they might not measure up to what you want, so you go and ignore them. That's giving them more reason to be like, I try my best, you don't care. Pick and choose your battles. But yes, ignoring the man does bother us a lot.
Ladies, stop texting that motherfucker. He don't want you. He going off fucking somebody else right now. And this is me speaking as a man who's done it. And I'm speaking as a man who coaches hundreds and hundreds of men. So I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Ladies, I know you don't want to hear it. I know it doesn't feel good. But the only thing you can do right now is to go silent. You have to rise above your emotions and start thinking logically and step into reality and see what you're dealing with. Them long ass messages is not gonna work. All them tears is not gonna work. And I have all the empathy for you in the world because I understand how painful that is. Because I've hurt a woman like that, then also I've been hurt and I've been in the position to where I'm begging, pleading, and chasing for a motherfucker who don't even want me. So I know what that feels like, but ladies, you have to rise above emotions and understand that unfortunately, the brother is going to do what he wants to do. That motherfucker is going to do what he want to do. And there is nothing that you can do to change that. The only thing that you can do is feel the pain, feel the hurt. Don't go out there trying to get back to him. Don't go out there trying to make that motherfucker jealous. Don't go out there trying to convince him to change his mind. You get better. You work on yourself. You get in your Bible. You watch your videos. You go to the gym. You eat better. You connect with like-minded people to where you can be in the community and you can better yourself and be a better version of yourself. And eventually the pain will surpass. So you have to rise above your emotions. Step into reality. Stop fucking begging. Stop fucking pleading. And slowly let go and go silent.
If you want to make a guy regret losing you, you have to ignore the shit out of him. Okay, that's pretty much how it works. It's pure psychology. Why? Because you have to go after his ego. You have to actually make him wonder what the hell is going on through your mind. So I get so many messages here, people asking me, this person, like, how can I get this person's attention? Here's the thing, silence is power. I say this in all of my videos, silence is power. Why? Because when you are silent, you are not giving this person anything to go by. The more attention that you're feeding someone, the more they feel wanted and needed. So you have to take away that power away from them so that they can feel like you no longer give a fuck. Some people may think it's manipulation. It really isn't. You are teaching your brain that you can go a long time without their attention. And trust me, he's going to be wondering, how come you're not texting him? How come you're not in back of him? How come you're no longer feeding him attention? This guy already knows that you're into him and you're trying really hard to get his attention. When you remove that attention,
the moment you go silent, everything changes, and I'm going to show you why. Right now, your effort is telling him one thing, that you need him, that you're not going anywhere. And as long as he believes that, nothing will actually change. Right now, I need you to do something that you're probably not going to like. Go silent, no text, no checking his profile, none of that. Just silence. Because here's what happens the moment you start doing this. He starts picking up his phone, putting it down, picking it up again, and that confidence that he once had, that he thought you weren't going to leave, that confidence begins to crack. Because you're not doing what you've always done. And that unfamiliar silence that you're giving him does something that words could actually never. It makes him feel the weight of actually losing you. He will be able to ignore your presence 1,000 times versus ignore your absence. Your presence tells him that you'll always stay and come back. Your absence will tell him you're done dealing with everything he has put you through. And a man that actually thinks you will leave, he becomes a different type of man when you do. And today is a perfect time to show him that you are finally done trying to beg and plead for his existence in your life. My book, The Power of Silence, breaks this down step by step on why you should go silent, what it does to a man when you go silent, and how to detach from him when you go silent. It's helped hundreds of women already. Go snag yours.
The quieter you became, the louder his insecurity got. Because you know you didn't do anything to make him feel insecure. You just stopped doing the one thing that was keeping it quiet. This is gonna land for a lot of you because there was probably a shift in the dynamic at one point, moment where you stopped explaining yourself, you stopped seeking clarity on the things that you know were never going to be clarified, you stopped filling silences that were not yours to fill, and you got quiet. You weren't cold, you weren't totally disconnected, you were just settled in yourself and in your decision, in the complete lack of need for his validation to confirm what you already knew. But his response to your quiet was anything but. He was suddenly louder, he was more reactive, he was more desperate to get a response from you that proved you still cared what he thought. You probably wondered why your calmness made him more chaotic. Here's exactly why. Your anxiety was keeping his insecurities manageable. When you were seeking reassurance, he was the one with the answers. When you were emotionally available and reactive, he was the one in control. Your need was the thing that made him feel he had something to offer. But the moment you got quiet and the moment you stopped genuinely needing anything from him, his insecurity simply had nowhere to project. No anxious woman he could feel superior to. No emotional reaction for him to redirect. It was just him. With your calmness, he's now sitting inside his own inadequacy with nothing to cover it. Go a lot deeper into what your silence and what your calmness does to an avoidant, an insecure man, a narcissist, and how that triggers the hell out of them in my red flag decoder linked to my profile.
One of the most powerful things you can do is walk away from a man in silence. Bam! You're gone. Every time you send a long message, every time you're yelling at him on the phone, you're showing him that he has complete control over you. He's thinking to himself, this isn't a queen. This isn't a woman with a ton of options. This is my emotional prisoner who I can treat however I want to treat. How embarrassing is that? Even if you do have other options, he doesn't care because all of your energy is being poured onto him. You're showing him that you're in beggar mindset, and all of those angry texts and that yelling is showing him that you're just begging for a drop of his attention. I've known multiple guys who were treating their girl like crap, and the second they walked away in silence, not with a long text message, not through yelling on the phone, these guys lost their minds because the power dynamic changed, and she showed them, these women showed these guys through their actions, you don't want to treat me right? You want to treat me like crap? I'll go bag a king who will treat me in the way I deserve, and you can do the same damn thing.
Silence isn't just about giving yourself space. It's also a powerful way to shift the dynamic and create curiosity in his mind. At first, he might feel relieved if things were tense. He tells himself he needed a break, or probably she will reach out first. As time goes on, your absence becomes noticeable. Starts to wonder why you haven't reached out yet. He becomes curious. When you maintain your silence, his ego starts to feel bruised. He starts thinking like, oh, has she moved on? Or has she found someone else? If he values you, he will eventually reflect on his own behavior. He might start to think, did I mess this up? Or what do I need to do to fix this? This is when his feelings of regret start to surface. He wants to know where you stand, but might hesitate, fearing rejection or seeming too eager. Here, your silence speaks volumes. You reclaim your power and stop chasing him. And then here, your silence demonstrates that you won't settle for less.